Grambling now with the ball back at their feet, immediately taken away by Southern. Jaguars now playing it forward, but just too far. A good chase, a lot of effort from Southern to get to that one and knock it off and force a throw-in.
Gotta love the crowd we have on hand for this match. Ton of Southern and Grambling fans packing the stands here for a late start in the semifinals.
All tournament long, the crowds have been great. Likely none better than this one. The two Louisiana schools in that rivalry really bringing the energy, whether it's on the field or in the stands.
It's one of the best things about covering the SWAC. The fans show out and show support and are loud for their team.
And everybody from the fans to the coaches to the players seem to really be proud of being part of the SWAC and want to make it bigger and better.
Oh yeah, and it's personal too. We were talking about this rivalry. Look, Southern and Grambling, it's gonna be a dogfight, and good on the ref for letting them just play through early on.
Physical play both ways. Directly after we say it, Grambling able to keep the ball at their feet on the attack. Pass forward now, a touch, trying to get it inside the box. Southern, good defense.
Beautiful
now a good
touch
outlet
from Tori Thomas.
Both teams battling to gain an edge. Neither has been able to do so now through the first 9 minutes. That one goes off of the feet of Southern and will be a throw-in for Grambling at the edge of their finishing third. Grambling State looking for the test. That one knocked out as soon as it gets to the edge of the 18-yard box.
We know Southern is going to play a 4-3-3 style. It looks like when they're back defending, it's more of a 4-4-2. I think is smart, especially against Grambling. And now the rain is back and is coming down once again here in Prairie View.
We will see how these two teams respond to the rain coming back. Coach Fontenot noted that he thought it was over with before the game. He thought it was going to be a little prettier for this game, this nightcap game. But the luck is not on his side as it does begin to pour down just over 10 minutes into this first half.
Tell you what, he loves these night games, even if he is kind of tongue-in-cheek joking with us that he loves to play late games, but they're games that you can get up for, and when you're the last one in the field to play, it usually means a good thing. Higher seed. I mean, this very well could have been the championship. Two very, very good programs.
Grambling State, obviously a powerhouse, have been in 4 straight championship games here in the SWAC tournament. Won last year's, trying to defend that title, and have been in 5 of the last 6, so have really had a stronghold on the SWAC. But this year we have teams like Southern stepping up and Texas Southern, who's already waiting for them if they are able to get into the finals, that are going to prove to be a tough task.
Yeah, Grambling looking to get back to conference championship, so much so that they're even playing with some injuries. As we know, their center back is dealing with a torn MCL that we saw her play through very well in the quarterfinals, really slugging it out, even though you could tell she was in pain. They did give her a couple of breaks here and there, but she's someone who is going to stay in as long as she can for her team.
And I think part of that goes back to the culture that the SWAC has built. Everyone wants to be a part of it, wants to make their team and teammates proud, and that's part of that, is just wanting to play no matter what the situation is. That one going to be played all the way back to Covey Taylor in goal. Both teams in the middle of the field trying to battle for possession. Southern gets it to their feet and is going to come away with that possession. Now a long pass up ahead. Southern looking for the connection. Chases on. The cutback is blocked away by a Grambling State defender.
Adriana Pratt, you see her. That's the one with the torn MCL, the center back, number 23, pointing to her team, communicating with them. Everything is going to run from her on to the rest of the field. We know that their goalkeeper is very vocal as well for Grambling, Madison Covey-Taylor, the junior. She's 68 saves, 26 goals against, and 19 games played.
Tell you what, guys, field level, the rain has really picked up in intensity down here.
Yeah, Charles, but it seems like absolutely no drop-off from both teams.
Exactly. They're still fighting through it.
The fight continues on the near side. That one goes across the line and now will be a throw-in. Southern with the throw-in. Now nearing 15 minutes into the first half. Neither team really able to get much momentum going. Has been a very even match despite the differences in the teams.
I think we'll start to see a little bit of a shift here because of how hard the rain is coming down. This is where it is going to affect your style of play. And for Grambling, they know that with Southern playing so direct, which we haven't seen a whole lot of it. They've been really good about playing defeat, especially in these conditions. But this is where a little bit of sloppiness and slide tackling is going to be important. And helping the goalkeeper as well, because those second and third chances are going to be on when it's this wet on the field.
Southern now looking to open up an attack. That one hops is caught by a Grambling defender and kicked out past middle of the field. Southern now is setting up with the ball inside their attacking third, just on the edge as they set up for a throw-in. 30 minutes, 5 seconds left in the first half of semifinal game number 2.
Yeah, great first 15 minutes from both squads. Highly, highly competitive.
Still loose inside the box, but knocked away by Grambling State. Southern now able to recover it, still inside their attacking third. Now a pass forward. Southern gets the turn, sends it inside the box, looking for a connection. Instead, Grambling State steps in, gets a clearance.
2 back-to-back really great clearances. That one beautiful, straight to the open man for Grambling. Number 27, Elena Aiken, the freshman forward, having no issues finding the open man on the outside and giving them an opportunity with Kennedy Farr.
Farr with the cutback, immediately caught by a defender and then cleared out. So a good job by Southern on being at the right place, right time.
I'll tell you what, having that ability as a freshman is so important to have, especially in moments like this in a game. Elena Aiken, absolutely not playing like a freshman. Calm, cool head in moments of the semifinal is what they're going to need to see from her.
Norfolk's now with the throw. Near side now plays it into the box. That one arching high, still loose inside the 18. The turn and the kick is not there, but the follow-through is. That one off the mitts of Bellamy, but the wet gloves skips off, and that turns into a corner kick.
Cindy Norfolk set that ball up perfectly to give an opportunity here for Grambling, and look at Whitney Walker putting a good touch on it, and that's where you got to pay attention. Sydney Bellamy is going to have a hard time. Any goalkeeper is going to have a hard time in this rain.
Grambling decides to play the corner short. Now it's loose inside the 18-yard box. Grambling still looking for a shot, going to get one off, and that one's going to go across the end line for a goal kick.
Yeah, that was probably Grambling's best first look that we have seen so far in this game. Really great connection up the midfield and able to find the outside and give yourself an opportunity on the cross attempts. And now we know, now Grambling knows, if you're going to take a long shot, it's going to be really hard for the goalkeepers to be able to dry off their mitts in time and keep their mitts dry in this rain.
Now we hear the Let's Go Grambling chant start from the fans Again, good contingents for both sides, but that Grambling State fan base is a passionate one.
Yes, they are. A lot of Grambling fans have made their way to Prairie View, Texas. Not too far of a drive from Louisiana.
And if you ask them, I'm sure they would say it is absolutely worth it despite the rain, the delays, and everything else. They get to watch some very good soccer between two teams that are battling to make it to the tournament championship.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I had the privilege of covering Louisiana sports over the last few years, and it is every bit a part of their day-to-day basis. Sports means something in Louisiana, and you'd love to see it here in the SWAC tournament.
Now it's Southern sending one for a test. Just two hopping into the hands of Covey Taylor. Not too much of a challenge. Able to make the play. Southern again trying to win one in the middle of the field. Instead, it's Grambling coming away with it. Tigers now on a run. Dancing with her defender, trying to work it around, can't do so. And Southern will be able to get this one. Look to get it out of their defending third.
Okay, Grambling giving Southern a little bit of cushion there, trying to force them into a trap, and they did, and Grambling has won it back. A great ball shielding there from Southern's defender to win the goal kick.
Now we're getting the first substitution for either side. Going to be Kari Price coming in for Southern. So an early substitution, less than 20 minutes here into the first half, trying to bring in some fresh legs and gain any type of edge over a Grambling State team that has really had the possession so far through the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, and remember, both of Southern's goals from yesterday came off the bench. Something to keep an eye on as they bring in fresh legs.
This one played ahead. Southern on a run, 1-on-3, looking to get to it. Can't do so, and that is cleared away by the Tigers.
Wow, great speed there from Kari Price, the defensive redshirt senior from Phoenix, Arizona, who just checked into the game. That's where you need to pay attention to Southern, where they can bring in fresh legs and really attack you.
So the attack is slowed down but not stopped. The throw comes in, then is played immediately back out, and we will get another throw from an identical spot. This throw gets to the edge of the 18-yard box.
Great clearance there from Grambling. And again, how intelligent they are on those clearances. You have seconds to make a decision on where you're clearing the ball, maybe not even seconds sometimes, but both times they've been able to clear it, it's been to the feet of their freshman midfielder who has really shown a lot of skill early on in this one.
The connectivity has absolutely been there for Grambling State. We know when you're playing in these conditions against a team that is as physical as this Southern team, you can sometimes lose that, but they have not lost a bit of it yet, and that is what has given them the edge of possession so far in this matchup.
Absolutely. Elena Aiken continues to find ways to get open from Prosper, Texas. The freshman has got a lot of game action this year, 19 games played. You can almost call her a sophomore at this point.
Grambling now setting up for the free kick. This one sent into the box. Still inside the box. A loose ball, no whistle. Southern gets the clearance.
No foul called there as Elena Aiken went down.
We knew this game would be physical, and so far the officials are letting them play through it all. Has been contact coming in both directions, but the fouls have not been called on either side yet. Now the Grambling State Tigers are going to set up on their defending side of midfield to resume play. Now sending one, a long ball. One hopping into the box looking for a teammate. Instead, it finds the hands of Bellamy.
Sophia Sophia from London, Ontario, almost had a really good opportunity there. Got to be careful though when the ball is sent in that way. You almost want to kind of get up in the air and jump, but you risk it really injuring the goalkeeper there by getting a foot up in the air to try to kind of tip it up over her head.
Now it's physical play on the far side. Battling one-on-one. They get the turn, but Grambling State is able to step in, get a clearance. Southern now working backwards. Looking to work it from reverse backwards, then forwards. Instead, Grambling State gets a clearance, and now that will be a throw-in on the near side for the Tigers. And we have surpassed the halfway mark here in the first half. What have you seen that both sides can improve upon as we enter the second half of the first half?
I think Grambling is doing a really, really great job. Clearance and where they've been on their attack. I think for Southern, it's when you have the ball on this side of the field, maybe wait until everybody comes up and attack as a group, but keep an eye out for number 13 for Grambling. She had 2 goals in their win yesterday in the quarterfinals, and she had a really good look at the net there.
Now it's Southern with an opportunity to get a look at the net, looking for the turn. The step back instead kicked out from their feet by Grambling State. "21 minutes left in the first half. We get a whistle, and it will be Grambling State set to resume the play from deep inside their defending third.
Yeah, Southern caught offside. Forward didn't fall back in time with the rest of the defensive line. It was caught high.
Contact, no whistle. Play continues. This one goes in favor of Southern. Is dropped outside. Both players chasing to it, but that will go off the feet of Southern. As now the official finally coming over and saying a word to both sides.
Yeah, not happy with Kari Price there. The official is not. Tori Thomas there getting a little of a talking to. She's one of the captains for Southern. She does a lot for this group, the senior from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Less than 20 minutes now left to play in the first half. Charles, is the energy still as high as it was at the beginning in this rivalry matchup?
The energy is still high. Both teams still, it's like a boxing match, kind of waiting to find that opening, if you will. But I tell you what, the intensity is still high. The weather being inclement as it is does nothing to kind of dampen it. In fact, I think both fan bases have kind of gotten into it even more with the intensity of the rain.
Yeah, Charles, I love the way you put that it's been a boxing match. It absolutely has been back and forth, back and forth.
This one sent towards the goal and straight into the hands of Covey Taylor. Good read by Taylor. Again, you can see the amount of mud that has built up right underneath each goalie and inside the box. But a good job able to read that one, get to it, and make the catch. Another test stays well vertical of the bar, and that will result in a goal kick now from Sydney Bellamy. Bellamy wastes no time and plays it short.
Quick update, number change. We're hearing that Sanaa Doss, who is typically wearing number 13, is wearing number 2 tonight.
Now a 1-on-2 situation, 2 Grambling defenders, 1 Southern attacker. Southern players not happy with that one, but it does go in favor of Grambling, as does the next. Cindy Norfolk now going to be on the throw-in to resume play with under 18 minutes left to play in the first half. We know how good these two teams are and how well balanced they are. The first time they played, it ended in a 1-0 score in favor of Southern. As you noted at the top of the broadcast, that's the first time in over a decade that Southern has been able to get that win they were looking for over Grambling. Now the Tigers are slowly working down the sideline with throw-in after throw-in. Fry at the edge of their attacking third. That one thrown in and is met with the foot of a Tiger. Now the ball is loose inside the 18-yard box. Southern defenders swarming. Grambling looking for a chance, going to send it towards the back post, but it makes its way through before Grambling can connect. Now comes the recovery as that one's played back inside.
Ariana Whitney with a good opportunity there. Good look at the goal. Just a little bit in front of her unable to get a touch on it, but chases it down.
Another one played well above the heads of the players back towards the attack. Grambling looking for a shot. The physicality is there and puts a stop to it as we get a whistle just outside the 18-yard box. Here you see the replay. Slid there, got a lot of that left leg, knocked down that player, and now the training staff is going out to tend to the Grambling State player that is down.
Yeah, that's a really dangerous play there. Surprised she didn't get the yellow card there and it was just the foul.
"16 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half of this game. Neither team able to build anything offensively against two teams that are strong defensively. The battle has been on that defensive side for both. We've seen more attacks from Grambling, but the quality of that Southern defense has been there to put a stop to each and every attack so far.
Yeah, we just got another update just to correct ourselves here. For Southern's roster, Sanaa Doss is wearing number 13. Sydney Babineau is number 2 here tonight. And you hate to see that. You see the up-close shot, just in pain. Testing out. Looks like testing out that high left ankle there for the Grambling player who's in tears. This late in the postseason, unfortunately, you see a lot of injuries come about, tired legs. Coach Wager in his 6th year out there with his player on the field.
And how about the success that Coach Wager has been a part of sustaining here for this program as he's able to get his player up and walk her off the field. That is Corey Banks, transfer from Towson, that has been a big part of this team and their success so far, but just the overall success that Coach Wager has built in his time here has not been replicated by any other program. Like you said, his 6th season coming into this year, 62, 39, and 10, has the best record of any SWAC team during his time as a head coach in this conference, has really built this up to be a dominant program.
And he's done so through adversity. He only has 21 players healthy right now, so now you have 20 as Corey Banks goes off the field. Not a very deep bench with 11. You hope that she'll be okay and is able to re-enter the game. As we know, Sophia is one coming back from concussion. Adriana Pratt dealing with an MCL tear. They've also had 2 other players completely out this season due to an ACL or MCL injury. They've really been bitten by the injury bug this year. 4 starters out for them that would typically be playing are out due to injury tonight.
And that is a testament to the depth of this team. Now in the era of the transfer portal, you can build these teams this deep, and that's exactly what Coach Wager has been able to do in this time. He's built a team where each and every person can step up if the player above them in that depth chart does go down with injury.
Yeah, he said it's kind of like patchwork. You just find a way. Patch it together. Few nails in the tire for Grambling, but they continue to fight here in the conference tournament.
Now we get another substitution for Grambling. We're going to bring in Morgan Johnson, the transfer from Rich Mountain Community College.
She had a goal yesterday, one of 3 goals scored for Grambling coming off the bench. She's only started in 7 games, played in 19, has 3 assists, 6 shots, 3 shots on goal this year. Her first goal of the season coming in the conference tournament.
We've seen that plenty of times. These players in the SWAC seem to really step up when it matters most in the conference tournament. It seems like in every game we've been noting that that's a player's first goal this season when they score in the tournament.
Absolutely, and another great header clearance there by Southern as they're on the move now.
Less than 15 minutes left to play now in the first half. Coaches will often talk about the importance of the first 15 and the last 15 minutes of each half, and now we're entering that all-important final 15 minutes of this first half as both are still in the middle of that stronghold, battling for the edge over the other, trying to get momentum in their favor before heading into the second 45 minutes.
And you know, with both of these two programs having to play late games yesterday and then having to play another late game here tonight, I'm not really seeing tired legs. It just speaks to the level of maturity and fitness that they have on the field. What are you seeing, Charles?
I think you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, I've been impressed by the way they're both flying up and down the field. It seems as though it really has not taken a toll just day 2.
Of course, after today, set to have that break day before playing on Sunday in the championship.
Yeah, that's what you play for, right? Knowing that you'll get tomorrow off. We're happy that semifinal games were able to both be played here today with a couple of lightning delays in the first match. Looks like we're cleared to finish up the semifinals here on a Friday night.
Southern trying to get that edge over Grambling State, but the defense again proving to be tough. But Southern is able to earn a whistle now. I'm going to have a free kick just from the edge of their finishing third, so really setting up for one of the best attacks they've had yet.
And remember, this is where Grambling has to really be on it and really be effective. Southern is so dangerous with these set pieces. Grambling has suffered goals against with set pieces against Southern. They're very crafty with how they approach their set pieces. All P's and Q's must be high right now.
So the set piece is set and ready. Southern still trying to break the tie, take their first lead of the game. This one is chipped to the edge of the 6, finds the head of Grambling State, and Grambling State pushes it out, trying to look for a run of their own. Instead, it is immediately recovered by Southern, but a long pass up ahead is immediately knocked away.
Yeah, on the clearance, Adriana Pratt missed do it all with a torn MCL. I can't get over how challenging that is to play a soccer game, let alone any other sport, but soccer specifically on a torn MCL, and that doesn't seem to affect her at all.
Southern now, the drop-off pass. Looking outside, deciding to keep it in the middle. Grambling State, rather. Now physical play and a whistle as Grambling State will get a free kick of their own in response.
Yeah, that's a tough call there as we take a look at it again. Fighting for it. Dumps it off to the freshman. Yeah, and gets knocked right off her feet. You see that right knee from the Southern defender go right into the knees of the Grambling player. That's going to get called every time. Got to go for the ball. Man, interesting here from Southern and their approach to defend this. They're going with 4 in the wall and being outmanned in the box.
We will see how the approach will turn out against Sophia Lezazides. Instead, she lets her teammate take it, plays it well high of the posts, and is really no threat to Bellamy in goal.
Lezazides, someone you got to keep an eye on. Super impressive for Grambling. 2 goals. adding to her 5-goal tally, 7 goals on the year. She's someone who can turn a game around for you.
She was a big part of that win yesterday. Obviously, this Grambling State team was absolutely dominant in the second half. Just came out, scored those 2 goals, both of them coming from the foot of Lezazides, and they just walked away with a very big confidence boost in that win over Mississippi Valley State. Grambling State still bringing pressure on their offensive third, and they're going to get a whistle in their favor from doing so. So a good job by continuously applying that pressure, continuously pushing forward, and getting rewarded for it with this free kick. Walker with the free kick, plays it high. Bellamy runs out, punches that one. It's still loose and high inside the box. Grambling looking for a shot. Instead, it's taken away from their feet.
Wow, a little bit dangerous there on the punch out, only because as we talk about the climate here, her goalkeeping mitts are likely very moist at this point in the game. You continue to see her wiping her mitts off on her jersey there. You saw when she went to punch out, the ball kind of went off the back of her knuckles. Instead of just the punch out forward, it went straight up in the air, which can be dangerous.
Less than 10 minutes left now in half number 1 in semifinal game number 2. Charles, what are you seeing down there on the sidelines?
I tell you, it continues to be sort of this sort of boxing match. I mean, they're both trying to find their openings. But I tell you what, the goalkeeping thus far in this game has been stellar.
I know that Grambling's head coach told us that he believes his players are much faster than Southern. Maybe on some one-on-ones, but Southern's pretty speedy down there, Charles. It looks like they're winning some of those one-on-one battles up top.
Southern is doing a tremendous job. Their speed is so impressive. Like you said, they're winning some of those one-on-one battles. But I tell you, both teams are really just giving it all. Tremendous intensity down here on the field.
Yeah, the 2 and 3 seed, they seem very evenly matched as far as ability, speed, the wherewithal to understand the game and where to play it, find the open man. It's been a really great match to watch here tonight.
Southern trying to get through for the opportunity. That one immediately makes its way back out across the sideline, this time in favor of Grambling State.
I'd like to see that one back, see if that was more of a selling the foul than it was a hard foul.
Seems like as we've gotten further into this first half, the officials have opted to blow their whistle a few more times, try to keep a control on this game, but still not handing out cards despite the physicality from both sides.
Yeah, we saw Grambling's forward freshman who's just been stellar in this game. Her back was to the throw-in, and you know, you practice selling it in practice.
Now Grambling sends one. That one hops, and Sydney Bellamy cleans it up.
When you get that extra hand, though, anytime you feel hand or pressure in the middle of your back that's maybe a little too aggressive, you fall. It's something that you're taught, and you better sell it well because sometimes it will get called on you for flopping. Oh,
now,
interesting.
We see another whistle, this time going the opposite direction. So really the game's flow has been ping-ponging back and forth, neither able to grasp a long string of possession. Now it's Southern with a free kick in their attack.
You hate to see any stoppage in a game like this because it's been so fun to watch. But Charles, what'd you see on that?
Yeah, I think I was wondering why there was a foul right there. But I wanted to ask this question, Brooke. Do you think sometimes because of the intensity of a rivalry, it sort of makes a difference in terms of trying to keep down the physicality?
That one was immediately sent as a test, but caught easily.
Yeah, Charles, to answer your question, absolutely. The rivalry definitely brings up the intensity. I think that's why you're seeing just back and forth, both teams slugging it out. I think if you're the middle ref, you have to be careful with calling maybe soft fouls because it can get out of hand. It can get pretty chippy, especially with a 0-0 game with 7 minutes to play. You got to be mindful of the rivalry here between these two programs.
Brooke, how much do you think that win that Southern has earlier in the season is playing into their mentality in this game and just knowing that they can compete and even beat this Grambling State team?
Well, yeah, as their head coach told us, I mean, it gives you that confidence that you can play with anybody, but it's always hard to beat a team twice, and that's something that was probably stated to Grambling as they got ready for this game.
Yeah, Coach Fontenot did say that they have that confidence because of it, and Coach Wagar did say in the opposite direction that his team has that edge where they want to get revenge in a game that they felt like they should have been able to pull out over Southern.
Yeah, Coach Fontenot, credit to what he has built there at Southern since getting there. You know, went from being a program that really struggled, and now they're like the hunted. They're teams that you don't want to play against, especially for teams in the SWAC. When they have see Southern on the schedule in the last few years, they're thinking, all right, we're going to get a really tough battle.
It's Coach Fontenot's 8th season at the helm of the Jaguars. His 2022 record of 9-9-2 is the most wins that any team for Southern has ever had in a single season. And since then, his excellence has been continued as their head coach and their leader. Grambling now working forward, a 1-2. Now a step over, looking for separation, instead playing it ahead. And that is an easy play to be made by Sydney Bellamy.
Yeah, you see Rania Helene looking for the give and go, putting her hand out for it, but Aubrey Salazar taking it on her own. Probably not the best choice there.
Southern now going to play it all the way back to Bellamy in goal. Bellamy, long kick makes its way past middle of the field. Southern fans' hands go up, and the whistle is blown right at the middle of the field, giving the Jaguars a free kick. Southern now opting to play it down the line in the middle of the field rather than taking the long shot. Now playing it backwards, controlling the pace. Neither team able to contain the possession long as we're in the final 10 minutes. Just over 3 minutes left to play. The score still 0-0 in the rivalry matchup.
Yeah, Southern looking to just break one through, finding the open lane there. Haven't quite burst through yet. It's been very back and forth, very direct in these last few minutes here from Southern and Grambling.
The war at midfield continues. Both teams looking for an edge in the middle of the field. They know if they can get that, they can create a lot of offense through there, but neither side able to get an advantage over the other. And now another whistle is warranted, and the yellow card comes out, the first of the game for either side.
Here we see this foul played back, the yellow card right here. Yep. Late hit. You're not going to get away with that in the conference tournament, and arguably, you know better than to do that.
We've talked a lot about how hard both of these teams play, how physical they have been all season long and in this matchup. And if you look at the fouls, you can really see that. Grambling State 220 fouls on the season coming into this game, 165 for the Southern Jaguars.
All right, this is an interesting part of the game here. You got about 2 minutes, 12 seconds to play. Grambling is now able to move their entire field into Southern's half. Have a real good opportunity here to get something moving and potentially get a shot off on goal before halftime.
So less than 2 minutes left to play. Cindy Norfol's with the ball, looking for the throw-in. Instead, is going to leave it for her teammate, Ania Fry. So Fry is set up for the throw-in. 1:40 left on the clock. The throw-in stays down the near side and is immediately headed out by Southern. Fry wasting no time. This time it's headed inside the box. Grambling, a loose one. Trying to chase it both sides, and is going to be picked up by Bellamy.
Yeah, disappointing there for Grambling. It was an opportunity for them to crash the box on kind of a loose ball bouncing around. They're going to want that one back.
So just over a minute left to play. Neither side has yet conceded a goal or the momentum in this matchup. Brooke, what do you expect to see from both sides as they come back out of that halftime break and really come to battle to send themselves to the tournament championship?
I think the most important thing is cleaning up when you're in transition. Instead of just sending it, maybe find feet, as we saw Southern do very well to start the first half. Grambling on the attack here now. You'd like to see, look, fine feet, it's a slippery field. Good defending there from Southern.
Now it's Southern coming away with that one, pushing forward with the pace. The speed is there for both sides, and that one is cleared out and across the line for a Southern throw-in.
But to answer your question, when you're in transition, just clean it up and find an open end and move the ball around to where you have the open space.
Southern with 10 seconds left, plays it inside the 18-yard box. It one hops, makes its way out the far side, and is cleared out by Grambling State. So 45 minutes all the way through. Neither side able to find the goal, but a very strong 45 minutes for both sides. We knew coming into it it'd be a good matchup, and the rivalry has not disappointed so far.
Oh yeah, from the play on the field to the fans in the stands, they're just getting heated up. This second half will prove to be a really tough matchup between these two teams. Looking forward to seeing it and who will break through and head on to the championship.
So both teams battling towards the championship. 15-minute break before 45 more minutes of the semifinals matchup between Southern University Jaguars and the Grambling State Tigers.
Fun, memories, friendship. We're here for all of it. Here for the big moments and the small ones too. We're here for unforgettable triumph, momentary misfortune, and the impromptu throwdown. We're out here each day, chasing something great. Call it adventure, call it play, we call it fun. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
For 15 years, the Home Depot Retool Your School program has been championing HBCUs. We've been right there with campus grants, scholarships, and career opportunities. Winning schools have seen their visions for upgrading their campuses and communities come to life through sustainability projects, as well as new places to connect, like innovation lounges and outdoor pavilions. As we celebrate 15 years of partnering with HBCUs, we're excited to keep the momentum going. Retool your school. We're powered by purpose.
Gatorade, the world's most superior sports drink, designed to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. It fuels the best because it is the best. Gatorade, is it in you?
When you need a tool that does it all, you need Tostitos restaurant style. Optimized for versatility, Tostitos can tackle every snack, big or small. Because if you're gonna do something, do it right. Tostitos restaurant style, made for snacking.
We are exactly what you think. We are not at all what you think. We are past, present, and future, all in one. Because the best way to honor our history is to make history. General Motors, honored to sponsor the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
We are exactly what you think. We are not at all what you think. We are past, present, and future, all in one. Because the best way to honor our history is to make history. General Motors, honored to sponsor the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Fun, memories, friendship. We're here for all of it. Here for the big moments and the small ones too. We're here for unforgettable triumph, momentary misfortune, and the impromptu throwdown. We're out here each day, chasing something great. Call it adventure, call it play, we call it fun. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
For 15 years, the Home Depot Retool Your School program has been championing HBCUs. We've been right there with campus grants, scholarships, and career opportunities. Winning schools have seen their visions for upgrading their campuses and communities come to life through sustainability projects, as well as new places to connect, like innovation lounges and outdoor pavilions. As we celebrate 15 years of partnering with HBCUs, we're excited to keep the momentum going. Retool your school. We're powered by purpose.
Gatorade, the world's most superior sports drink, designed to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. It fuels the best because it is the best. Gatorade, is it in you?
When you need a tool that does it all, you need Tostitos restaurant style. Optimized for versatility, Tostitos can tackle every snack, big or small. Because if you're gonna do something, do it right. Tostitos restaurant style, made for snacking.
We are exactly what you think. We are not at all what you think. We are past, present, and future, all in one. Because the best way to honor our history is to make history. General Motors, honored to sponsor the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Fun, memories, friendship. We're here for all of it. Here for the big moments and the small ones too. We're here for unforgettable triumph, momentary misfortune, and the impromptu throwdown. We're out here each day, chasing something great. Call it adventure, call it play, we call it fun. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
For 15 years, the Home Depot Retool Your School program has been championing HBCUs. We've been right there with campus grants, scholarships, and career opportunities. Winning schools have seen their visions for upgrading their campuses and communities come to life through sustainability projects, as well as new places to connect, like innovation lounges and outdoor pavilions. As we celebrate 15 years of partnering with HBCUs, we're excited to keep the momentum going. Retool your school. We're powered by purpose.
We are exactly what you think. We are not at all what you think. We are past, present, and future, all in one. Because the best way to honor our history is to make history. General Motors, honored to sponsor the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Welcome back to the SWAC Digital Network. We're here with the second half of the Battle of the Big Cats. Tigers versus the Jaguars. First half, a contentious 45 minutes ended in the score remaining at 0-0. Neither team able to grab a goal. Both threatened multiple times, but the defense proved to be too tough. As now we have 45 more minutes to decide who will meet Texas Southern in the SWAC Championship. Brooke, coming out of the halftime break, what adjustments do you expect to see from both sides as they try to really get an offense going?
Exactly what Grambling is doing right here. I expected them to come out hot, fire away early, kind of exhaust Southern's defense to start this one. They hang their hat on being the faster team in the SWAC. Use it. Show it here with your ability and technique. Hasn't been raining, knock on wood, in the last few minutes, so the field drains very fast. And so playing field has probably changed in the last 30 minutes with the drainage system. If I'm Grambling, I'm just firing away. But don't force it. If you can't get it on the left side, swing it back around. They've got enough talent through their midfield where they can swing it and attack from the other side. For Southern, they've been very good at playing direct, finding when they do have to clear it, they find the feet of a forward who holds it up. If I'm that forward, hold it until you can get numbers in behind you and attack that way.
Southern playing it forward quickly, trying to get it around the defender. Instead, the defender proves tough, knocks that one out from her feet, and that will result in a throw-in from the far side for Southern.
Charles.
To follow up on your point, when you take a look at this playing surface, again, it has done a tremendous job in terms of draining. I did find out that it is a sand-based sort of foundation underneath this playing surface, and it has a bit of a crown in the middle of the field, so it kind of drains with the water off to the side. So it's done a tremendous job tonight. Yeah,
you love to see that. And Charles, I was about to kick it back down to you. You had mentioned in the first half that it was a boxing match. We've clearly seen that now to start the second half. No let up from either squad.
Sort of reminds you of the old days of Hagler Hearns. They're just trying to figure it out.
Still within the first 5 minutes of the second half. Already seen both teams push offensively a few times. Neither able to get a look and a test towards the other team's keeper. Now it's Grambling looking to do exactly that, trying to get the turn. 2 players from Southern come forward physically, and the whistle goes in their favor.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised to see that it's going against the freshman Elena Aiken there instead of going for. She is slow to get up. Hopefully she can shake this one off because I think she's been one of the impact players of the game for Grambling. Interesting, you see that from Southern's left center back, you see her showing her team to come together in the middle, get the numbers in the middle forward. Compact offense.
Now it's Southern looking to switch field. Instead, they keep it in the middle. Now the switch comes. A good touch to keep it alive.
Yeah, great touch there for Southern on every level, moving the ball around.
Now it's Grambling able to get the turnover. Now create a push forward.
Good call there against Anae Roberts. She was just a little late to the ball. I don't think it was intentional, but she caught body over the leg. Or excuse me, caught body over the ball.
Now Whitney Walker stands over the dead ball, is set to resume play. Directing her teammates, sending it towards the goal, but straight into the hands of Sydney Bellamy, who has continually played great in goal for this team, not only all season long, but also this tournament so far.
See, it's pretty compact here for both Southern and Grambling, leaving a third of the field open down the right side. Who will take advantage of that open space is what I'll be looking for.
Grambling now on the run backwards defensively, get the clearance. And now it's Grambling using the width of the field, slowing down, playing it forward. Long pass ahead, both players giving chase to it. It makes its way across the line, and that will be a throw-in now for the Southern Jaguars.
Set up by Sophia Lezides to get that, and there she is again. I mean, not able to hold on to it there, but she's been really great in this game.
Now it's Grambling sending a shot towards the goal. Instead, it makes it to the edge of the 18-yard box and is stopped by Southern defenders.
Sophia Lezides looking to defend there, just really back and forth, a lot of ping pong to start this second half.
We saw it in the first half. It did slow down a little bit in the last 15 minutes or so of that first half, but now it's really picking up as we enter the first 15 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, that's part of the nerves, playing for a championship, getting back out onto the field, a lot of communication going on at halftime. Both coaches using every bit of halftime, huddling together, finding a good game plan for the second half. Just a little bit of nerves. They'll settle down here in the next few minutes, and we'll see some of that play that we saw from the first half. Really even game between Grambling and Southern.
And in the first half, we talked about how dominant Grambling has been in recent years. On the opposite side, Southern has been very good, but they have never made it to the tournament championship game. So if they're able to get this win over Grambling, it would be Southern, who has never made it to that game before, against Texas Southern, who has not either. And it would be a great matchup for the tournament championship. If Grambling's able to walk away with that win, it would be a team that has really been dominant against a first-timer. Grambling now gets to the edge of their finishing third, but instead immediately turns it over, and now Southern controls the pace. Southern has not been afraid to just play possession in the defensive third, hold it there a little longer than you would expect, and then try to work into attack as they are now. Now Southern plays one. That one just too heavy, and it will roll across the box and easily be picked up by the keeper for Grambling State.
Yeah, I think it's been a minute since Southern has had a quality shot on goal. That's probably why she turned and said, you know what, I'm going to take a chance, give ourselves an opportunity. Now go with numbers.
Now they're trying to build those numbers. Inside the 18, that one sent across the face of the goal. Bounces, it's still loose. The whistle is blown, and the official is signaling that that will go in favor of Grambling after multiple players go down for the Tigers.
Here we see the replay, the cross from Southern. Fighting for the ball. That's tough to call a foul there. It looked like it was shoulder to shoulder from both Southern and Grambling players who were fighting for the ball. I think she probably got the wind knocked out of her the way that she fell, and the goalkeeper was down on the ground, but she's up now and looks okay.
I believe the official made a signal concussion protocol.
Yeah, that's smart. If you need to check on that, absolutely do so. Looks like both the goalkeeper and the defender got the wind knocked out of them there.
So the trainer helping up that player.
Meantime, Southern is meeting on the sideline. Gonna have a little meeting here, get some water in for this injury break.
Both teams trying to get all they can out of that injury break. Grambling State making sure their players are okay, while Southern goes over, gets a little bit of a drink, catches back up with their breath, and now prepares to play the last 37 minutes and 27 seconds of this second half. Covey Taylor now setting up for the goal kick. That one plays off the head of Grambling, makes its way across the sideline, and that will be a throw-in now for Southern. Gavel with the throw-in, finds the feet of her teammate. Now Southern tries to reverse it back in this direction. That pass is knocked away. Southern gets back atop the ball. Now Southern is on a run. Keeper comes out, and the whistle blows the play dead.
I guess he was calling offsides. I didn't see where the forward was running offside.
So 36 minutes, 45 seconds left in a game that is still tied 0-0. Both teams have had some opportunities, but neither has really shown that they are the better team in this matchup so far.
Yeah, good on the official there in the middle of the field. He knew he had called it the wrong way. That's okay. Look, made an adjustment, set it straight. Southern now, big opportunity here. We know they have big legs from their back line. Use it here, playing a ball that your forwards can get ahead on. You see Coach Fontenot last minute. Suggestions here and sending it in.
This one lofted towards the edge of the box. One hop, Grambling comes out to meet it.
Would have liked to put a little bit more leg on that. It didn't quite get to where it needed to be if you're wanting to loft it over that back line.
Southern now trying to play another long ball. That one goes too long. Covey Taylor collects.
Not sure why you would wait for the forward to draw. I mean, still scoreless. It's an interesting move to make there.
And if you want to get a better understanding of just how close this matchup is between these two teams, obviously that first 45-minute half went scoreless. We're about to hit 10 minutes in the second half that has been scoreless. And in the first matchup between these two teams, the score was 0-0 until a goal was scored in the 86th minute by Taylor Henry to break the tie and give the win to Southern. So these are two teams that are really used to battling hard against each other and are really evenly matched.
Yeah, and we just saw the biggest assist of the game. Thank you, Charles.
Hey, I do what I can down here.
Just swipe the ball off for the team, but that just goes to show that the field is still damp. It's definitely a condition you have to keep an eye out for. And as we talked heavily about at the beginning of the game, or the beginning of the matches, just take a look at the goalkeeper's box. When the camera moves that way, Southern in the attack, it is muddy back there. It is a mess. It is going to be hard for goalkeepers to move from side to side on their line.
So far have not really seen any quality looks for either side. Once they get inside their attacking third, most of this game has been played in that middle third of the field. That is likely where this game will be won.
Ario Whitney just misplaying that ball on the outside, and it leads to Southern with an opportunity to attack here.
Southern trying to use that opportunity as well as they can now, dropping it outside. Gavel pushes that one forward, tries to connect with a teammate, instead connects with the Grambling State defender who plays it out past midfield.
Yeah, that was a great look, and typically when you feed a player out wide like that, their first touch needs to be inside and attack that front post. We see too often where they're stuck on their plant foot, not able to get a good cross in. Next time, just drive in, take on the defender.
In yesterday's matchup, Southern played a lot of it in that tie. They scored in the 38th minute, took the lead, and then the game was tied back up. They were really playing back on their heels until Kalen Pittman scored the game winner in the 86th minute to send them to this game. Grambling State really had the exact opposite, where they were able to come out and dominate a majority of that game, especially that second half.
Yeah, I think we knew heading into this one, given the style of play from both of these programs, that it was going to be close. Southern earned every single goal they scored yesterday too. They can be really dangerous on those set pieces, and when they're able to get a good cross in.
Grambling State now looking for a shot. Left-footed shot, going to send it towards the post and stay over it.
Wow, that looked really good for Grambling, but that's what it's. Can you get quality service in, which we haven't seen quality service here in this match today from both Grambling and Southern. It's been more so taking shots from outside. The best services have come from the corner kicks, which is what you would expect, but can you find it when you're in transition on the attack? Find that quality service from the flank, or just drive that front post and kick it back to one of your forwards who's flying into the box.
Southern now trying to work all the way from deep in their defensive third into an attack. Instead, Grambling State comes away with it. So Grambling State creates the turnover, now has an opportunity, but the clearance comes.
One of the biggest things for Southern, too, in this game, in order to win, Coach told us that you've got to cover and protect. They feel like they can play with anyone, but it's so important when you're playing on a wet field to make sure you're protecting those second and third chances.
Now it's Grambling. Numbers are in favor of the Southern defenders, but the push is on. A slide tackle now drops that away from her feet and will force a throw in.
Yeah, great slide tackle there from Alyssa Romero.
Grambling trying to get it past the defenders. Instead, she keeps it at her feet another time. This one is slid at and sent across the sideline. Grambling trying to work it inside. That one sent into the box, gets out of the hands of Bellamy and across the line for a corner kick. So one of the best opportunities we've seen all game is on the way as Grambling State sets up from the corner.
Yeah, great work there from Elena Aiken to put the pressure on the goalkeeper there and force the ball out for the corner kick.
Fake out on the corner. This one sent towards the back of the 6-yard box. Still loose. Southern looking for the clearance. The ball still ping-ponging around and now makes its way into the goal.
There was a little bit of confusion there from the referees. We'll see if they call it. Still having conversation here.
You can see the replay. The box was stacked. The ball bounced all around. Not sure what the call from the referee is at this second.
Because you see the defender here, so you can't call her offsides. So is it a foul? It's got to be a foul that's called. Yeah, it has to be, especially where the ball's placed. Look, because it's not on the line. So it must have called a foul. Interesting.
So the foul was called before the goal was scored, and this one is still 0-0. In the first matchup between these two teams, Grambling State did score a goal, but it was called back due to an offside call. And now we see them score another goal, but this time it was a foul that put a stop to the attack.
I mean, it's been the bug that's bitten Grambling all year. When talking with the head coach in pregame, they've had goals called back for situations like that. It's been very frustrating for them. You've just got to be so careful and clean when you're in those goal-scoring opportunities to not make those little mistakes, especially in a game like this.
And the callback on that goal has really ignited the Grambling State fan base. The chants began, really trying to bring the energy, continue to bring that effort for the team and allow them to use that as a catalyst to build their own energy while they're playing in these last 28 minutes. Grambling State fans saying all we need is one, and that could likely be true in a game that has been as hard fought and as razor thin as this one.
So I did get clarification. They called handball on that goal down.
Okay. Wasn't something that we could see from up here, but refs had a good vision on that one.
Yeah, it was hard to see what was going on in the mix of all that inside the box.
Yeah, that's a really hard call to make, especially when it's so close like this. You have to make sure that you're calling the right play because it will come back.
But it also goes in the opposite direction. If you don't call it and it was there, you're really going to hear it from the other side and the Southern fans. Now Grambling comes with the takeaway.
At the end of the day, the ball doesn't lie. It usually comes back. If it wasn't supposed to be a call in your favor, you usually get it back, and vice versa.
We'll see if Grambling can respond after the call. Southern trying to keep this one alive, going to be able to, but it is Grambling who comes away with it inside their attacking third and plays it to the far side of the box. Now a chance, one-on-one on the far side. The turn and cutback comes into the box, but Southern is there to recover it.
Man, talk about a dogfight between these two teams. You would have liked to seen the outside forward there for Grambling. That first touch be right at the goal. I don't not like the touch that she took. It was just that second touch to get it back into the box. Wasn't very clean, but I'm fine with her not just going for the goal and her taking that touch to maybe try to find feet in the box. Just wasn't able to effectively get a good service in from the outside.
We have another player now being tended to by the training staff. We've seen it a lot today in these two matchups, both teams playing their hearts out. Sometimes that does turn into these small injuries here and there.
Yeah, it is going to be a Grambling player. Cindy Norfolk is the freshman, one of several freshmen that have stepped up in a big way for Grambling here this season. The defender from California played in 19 games this year. She does have a goal this season, 8 shots, 3 on goal. Actually, the goal that she scored came from a penalty kick opportunity.
She is able to get up and walk off of the field.
Good to see jogging now.
So with Norfolk heading off the field, that will bring in another new player for Grambling State, another opportunity to bring in some more fresh legs, but as we've noted, 21 players on the roster, don't have as much depth as many teams in this tournament, and have really had to have players step up in these shorthanded situations.
And she'll be allowed to come back in with the substitution rules in college soccer in the second half. She'll be able to come right back in. When she, looks like coach is just going to give her a little bit of a breather here.
Now we see both sides making some more substitutions. Again, trying to use those fresh legs to their advantage. Just over 26 minutes at 26 minutes and 11 seconds left to play in half number 2.
Southern with 0 conference tournament titles. They have 1 regular season title. That was back in 2013 when the division was split, and you would have 2 sides, both with regular season titles.
Yeah, and if Southern is able to come out, play strong for the rest of these minutes to close out the 90 minutes and walk away with a win, I said it earlier, it would be 2 teams playing for the first time in that tournament championship. So we would get a team that has never won the SWAC before walking away with that championship trophy.
Even more impressive, it would be the 2 co-coaches of the year, the 2 co-SWAC coaches of the year going head-to-head in the championship.
Now it's Southern on a push. The connection is there, trying to send it across towards the goalie. Instead, it is knocked out, and that turns into a goal kick. So the matchup still even in all facets of the game as we pass 20 minutes into this second half.
Charles, we're just under 25 minutes. What are you seeing and hearing down there?
Both teams are just really still communicating very well with each other. I'm just really impressed. I mean, it's been stellar defensive play. You guys talked about quality looks, and there just hasn't been very many quality looks for both teams. One of the things I'm just extremely impressed by, they're just not giving an inch. Both are still just fighting.
Yeah, a ton of fight from both squads. It's really going to be who can break through. This is going to be one of those games where it's going to be decided by 1 goal.
Grambling now still controlling the majority of the possession, getting an opportunity here. Right-footed shot is blocked. Trying to keep it alive as now it's cleared towards the edge, and another shot is sent towards the goal. Ball still alive and then finally cleared away by Southern.
1, 2, 3, 4 scoring opportunities there for Grambling. 4 chances, back and forth, back and forth. Great defending there from Southern, not giving an inch. It'll now be a corner kick for Grambling.
So Grambling State setting up for the corner kick. This one played well towards the edge of the 6. Headed up and around and then finds its way to the top of the net.
Ooh, dangerous there for Southern's goalkeeper. She came out to punch it out and then kind of lost the ball up in the air. You could tell she couldn't really see where it was, and thankfully for her, it flies up over the post and lands out because, man, she was off her line. That was a wide open opportunity for Grambling if they were able to keep the ball in. Yeah, I just heard somebody from the crowd yell, "All you need is one." It's just scratching and clawing from both teams. We've seen in this half Grambling more in the attacking third than we have seen Southern. Grambling starting to break loose a little bit.
We have eclipsed the halfway point here in half number 2. As you said, Grambling really has had more of the attacks, but Southern has been able to respond with a couple transition attacks. Neither team able to break that seal and find the goal.
every single transition, whether it's Grambling on the attack or Southern on the attack, it's taken all 11 players to move the ball forward. The one-on-one matchups all around the field have been so fun to watch here tonight.
And last night, when Charles interviewed Coach Fontenot after the game and after their win, Coach Fontenot talked about how he has taught his team all season long that you have to play for all 90 minutes, no matter the situation, whether you're up or you're down or you're in a battle like this one. And this is where we're going to see if that Southern team continues to have that mentality.
Yeah, there's been no let-up from either team, and I think if one team is able to poke it across and get a goal, you better stay on the gas the rest of this game because it doesn't look like there's been any drop-off from Southern or Grambling.
Another whistle now in favor of Southern.
Zamira Webb down on the field. Looks like she got the wind knocked out of her. The junior from Hamilton, Bermuda.
And the clock is stopped at 20 minutes and 44 seconds left in the second half of the second semifinal game here. Grambling and Southern still in the middle of that boxing match that we've been talking about non-stop throughout the broadcast. Grambling has had a majority of that possession here in the second half, but now we see an opportunity from Southern.
Number 14, Elon Stinson.
They get inside their attacking third. Now bring in another substitute with just over 20 minutes left to play. Stinson throws that one in, then gets it back immediately.
Good swing across there from Southern. Find the open field. Great touch forward.
Southern still trying to get it past the defenders for Grambling State, but Grambling State really proving tough. As you can see, the mud and water splash up on that far side during the slide tackle. It's really rough out on the sides and in the box of the field, but both teams have not shown that slow them down at all.
Yeah, the left side of the field is just a mess over there right now, kind of just a mud pit.
Definitely a mud bog, and I think the cleaning bill will be due for Grambling tomorrow.
That's one of those advantages of having that day off between now and that championship game on Sunday. They're going to have that opportunity to come out and try to clean up the field, get it as dry as possible before that 1 o'clock kickoff time in the final matchup.
Well, as Charles mentioned earlier with the sand underneath the field, I'm sure they got some extra sand laying around, and that's going to be going in the goals and on that side of the field to try to dry things up before the championship game.
Both teams now giving chase to this loose ball. Southern going to get to it first, but Grambling comes over with the help. But first, the whistle goes in favor of Southern.
Awesome to see the fight and the endurance of both of these teams. I mean, running all out with 18 minutes left, no tired legs that I have seen in this game. It all speaks to the endurance they have and how in shape they are at this point in the season. Both of these squads built for the postseason.
The conditioning from both sides is impressive, especially in the midst of this tournament. This is the second game in just as many days, and by all accounts, you're preparing for that third game on Sunday.
Yeah, great play in there for Southern. Gives them a decent look. They can just drop it in behind the back line. But Grambling's goalkeeper was ready to come out on that one. Madison Covey-Taylor, really, we could talk about both Sydney Bellamy and Covey-Taylor have just been fantastic tonight.
Yeah, neither giving up any ground, have been fantastic backstops for their team on each and every test that has been sent their way. Now it's Grambling trying to get something through inside the box. Instead, that one's knocked away and will turn into a throw-in. And something interesting to look at is we know that Texas Southern has made it to that championship game from the other side of this bracket. The last time Texas Southern played this Grambling team, Grambling State walked away with a 1-3 win over Texas Southern. The last time Texas Southern played Southern, they were able to win 2-1. So you've got to think that they might be watching this game and hoping that Southern can walk away with that win just because they do have that edge earlier in the season.
I think regardless of the hand that you're dealt, whether it's Grambling or Southern, both are proving right now that they are tough squads to play. And I think with the amount of fouls that are being called right now, keep an eye on the fouls that are happening around the box. That's where that could set apart this game, is if you get an opportunity to get a penalty kick in the box, that could be the goal that wins it.
Clearance comes for Southern, sends it down the near sideline. Grambling gets to it, and now that will turn into a throw-in for the Southern Jaguars.
And to continue that point further, if I'm the center back on both of these defensive lines, I am 100% sending that message. Do not foul when you are in the box. Don't give. We have played way too hard to just give away that opportunity for a penalty kick in the box.
Now we see a lot of grabbing from both sides, and the foul is called right beside the corner on Southern, as that will result in a free kick for Grambling State.
A lot of communication from Coach Fontenot on the sideline, trying to set his girls up in the right position to win. Charles, we're almost inside of 15 minutes here. What are you hearing?
The intensity is definitely ratchet up. When you take a look at both teams, it's getting a little chippy down there. So I think we're in for a heck of a last 15 minutes here.
Brooke, kind of to piggyback off of that, do you think part of the reason it gets a little bit chippier in these last 15 minutes or so is due to that fatigue that both of these teams are feeling?
Yeah, absolutely, and it just means so much. It's the championship on the line. Any player on this field, find your edge, and that's where you're going to hear maybe the chippiness at one another. I mean, in positions like this, you really get on your teammates as well to make sure that everybody is on their P's and Q's and is fighting for every ball. And if you're not, you're going to hear it from one of your teammates, likely your captain. Also, let's not forget, this is one of the deepest rivalries in Louisiana, and that will shine through in this match.
Now it's Southern on a run, playing it forward, trying to get it inside the box. That one tipped towards the box, but kicked out. Now Southern's trying to regain possession and will be able to, as that one goes across for a Jaguar throw-in.
Man, if you're Barry, it was a perfect ball laid out for you there. You have to, that's where you have to get in your bag and just drive at the ball. And I know you're tired, find that extra gear and you have to go there. That was a beautiful opportunity at the net.
Another one makes its way across the line, and that will be another throw-in for Southern deep inside their own attacking third.
Entering the game for Southern.
This game has proved you're not going to get the most perfect looks, too, in the attacking third. I have to give credit to Southern's build-up there. It was just perfectly placed. Barry, you could see those tired legs shining through.
Entering the game for Grambling, number 22, Charlotte Cuthbertson.
Trying to fight off that fatigue is both sides and their coaching staffs as they bring in these substitutions within the last 15 minutes, 13:26 left on the clock.
Yeah, coach bringing in a freshman for Grambling as part of those fresh legs in these last 14 minutes.
Southern still trying to find a hole, but there really has not been one all game long in this Grambling State defense.
No, and they're not going to, I mean, it's hard to find one. It's so tough, so back and forth. Credit to the style of defending from both Grambling and Southern. It's been lockdown, stingy defense all night.
This one makes its way towards the edge of the box. Southern still has the opportunity. That one driven on the ground and then cleared away. Southern now trying to chase this one down, keep it in play, going to be able to as they play it backwards and look to swing it across the field.
Yeah, great touch there from Ellen Stinson to be able to swing it across. A little too much on that last ball in on the attack.
Now it's Grambling State trying to get their own string of possession. But instead we get a whistle, and the foul is called on Southern. Southern players not happy with the call, but the physicality was definitely there.
Continuing to see it back and forth. Everything is a battle in the air. Grambling pays off though by going up for it, and they draw the foul.
The fake is there. This one's played. Bellamy comes out, tries to make the play. It's still loose inside the box. Bellamy looking to recover. Grambling still looking for a shot. That one sent on the ground and cleared outside of the 18-yard box. Tigers get the recovery, keep it inside that attacking third. One-on-one far side, and the clearance comes.
Ooh, Sydney Bellamy, you can tell she's a senior leader on this squad. No fear. She's come out a couple of times like that. She's not afraid to come off her line, and credit to Southern's defense right there. She continues to kind of get caught a little too high when she comes out, but was able to get back to her line and compose herself, but no fear there from Bellamy.
Shows the confidence in both herself and her team. This team has obviously been a stout defense all season long, and now are trying to keep their season alive as Grambling continues the attack.
How about Alyssa Romero? I mean, if you're going to give an award to a defender, it might as well go to her. She has been great on the back line for Southern, cleaning everything up, making it very difficult for Grambling to have an opportunity.
Now we get a replay of that last foul. Both players running into each other full speed, but that one is blown in favor of Southern. Jags now set up to resume play. This one played past midfield.
You saw Stinson doing jumping jacks on the right side of the field, trying to show that she was wide open, but this will come back to Southern, and a yellow card there against Grambling will be handed to Rania Haleen.
Yeah, and with the physicality at the level it's at, it was really only a matter of time until we got that yellow card for Grambling.
We're talking about Alyssa Romero and how well she has played so far in this one. She's the one that goes down. I want to talk about how hard these two teams are playing. That's about the fifth or sixth player we've seen go head-to-head and got the wind knocked out of them. Yeah, it only happens when both teams are playing full out.
And we saw the exact same thing when we watched the first matchup of the day between Texas Southern and Alabama A&M. Both teams, really all four teams, have come out and have shown how much this SWAC tournament means to them as they're building to the biggest game of the season.
Yeah, big opportunity here for Southern. When you have a free kick at this point of the field, look how many numbers you're able to get forward. Take advantage of this opportunity because there might not be many left in this next 10 minutes.
This one driven on a line, hits the head of a teammate, gets inside the box, is now bouncing back and forth, but the whistle is blown in favor of Grambling State.
Yeah, I need to see that one again. It looked like they both went up cleanly. Yep, clean header there. Here's where we'll see the foul. I guess her left arm extended off. You just got to go straight up there and not push off, or it's going to be called as a foul.
I tell you, the tension is thick down here. You can really tell it with the fan bases. They are both sternly aware of what's at stake.
Well, and Charles, look at the focus of the players on the field. I mean, this is do or die right here, these last 9 minutes.
Exactly.
These two teams already played through 85 scoreless minutes in their first matchup of the year. Have now played all the way through this one down to less than 9 minutes left in this matchup and still scoreless.
No mistakes. No mistakes. If I'm both coaches, that's all I'm saying right now. No mistakes, especially no fouls in the box right now. Just play your game. Continue to play hard. Stick in defensively.
And I think both of these teams playing hard and continuing to do that is pretty much a given at this point. We've seen the effort stay at max level the entirety of this game.
We see that back one more time. This foul called. I mean, we've seen matches in this tournament kind of let those some where they don't call a lot of fouls anytime they see it. If it's, especially in a situation like that, it looks like it's just both of them going for it. I do think that was the right call originally on Southern. She went for the body instead of the ball first. Just a little bit of a late call, though.
And that call could open up the door for Grambling State.
Very nitpicky call, though, and that's where you get into trouble with these two teams being so feisty, and that it comes from the rivalry. They're going to fight for everything, and they're going to fight every call.
The handball call earlier in the game already took a goal away from Grambling State as well. This one now chipped towards Bellamy. She punches it away. It's still loose inside the box, and the Southern defenders come forward for the clearance.
Unbelievable. Bellamy, my goodness. If you're going to give an MVP to anybody in this game, depending on how this one winds up, I mean, the Southern goalkeeper, my goodness, has just been clutch. There's a reason why she is the SWAC goalkeeper of the year. She has been on fire in this one, and it was a double punch. Punched it out, deflected back, she hit it again. Keeps Grambling out of the box here. We'll see that set piece one more time. Good punch out here from Bellamy. Hits her again, and actually it hit her in the face. But because of her forward momentum and her not being afraid to come out, she's able to clear the ball.
110 saves on the season for Bellamy coming into this matchup. Has continued that excellent play that was enough to earn her that SWAC Goalkeeper of the Year award this season.
Excellent play from our crew here, our cameramen who are getting all these replays for us. We do appreciate it. It has been incredible here in this one where there's been so many fouls. We've been able to dissect and see every one.
And that is on top of battling with the weather, the rain multiple times, having to bring out the monitor, cover it up, put it away, bring it back out. They've done a fantastic job keeping us on top of that. Now Grambling still has an opportunity. They send that one into the 18-yard box. It's immediately knocked back out. Now physical contact in the corner, but play will continue, no whistle. And Grambling chipping this one. The cut back across the middle. Southern comes through and gets the clearance, but will turn into a corner kick for the Tigers.
That's dangerous, too, for a defender when you're facing your goal and you're trying to clear it. Sometimes if your hips aren't turned, it can be an own goal. You know, it really, you'd rather settle for the corner kick than the own goal there.
Less than 7 minutes left on the clock now. Neither team able to score in this one yet. Both have had some opportunities here throughout the game. And Grambling the most recent. But the score is still 0-0 in the semifinal matchup. And intensity is high. Southern dropping it outside, trying to work down the far side.
All right, we've seen Grambling in Southern's half the last few minutes. Southern now on the attack, and then it's right back. Grambling on the attack now. Just that ping pong, just the fight that has shown in this match, back and forth, back and forth.
It just shows how evenly matched these two teams
Yes.
really are. There's a reason they're the number 2 and number 3 team in this conference. They're two of the best, but they're only separated by the smallest of margins.
Yeah, both could be playing for the championship, but only one will come out of this one, and we'll get Texas Southern on Sunday. Question is, who will it be? Who can give that extra, find that extra gear to get a goal? Or is this one going to go to overtime? And we'll see what happens.
We'll see if the experience of the Grambling State team that has really been dominant the last 4 years, have lost 3 years in a row in the championship game and then finally broke through and won it last year. We'll see if that experience of being in that situation makes a difference late in this matchup. Grambling cuts it back. It's still loose inside the box. Contact now on the edge, and that will go in favor of Southern.
Stop the clock.
Let's take another look here. Great defense from Southern's back line. It looks like she caught a cramp, so good news. No injury there to the tendon, just a cramp. Trainer is working with her now to bring that out. And that is a foul on Grambling. That was a good call. Trying to come from behind instead of winning the ball at her feet.
So 5 minutes and 2 seconds left on the clock. These two teams were in a similar situation the first time they played this season. Southern was able to score the goal within the last 5 minutes and find the win. They would love to have a repeat performance late in this game, but Grambling has given up no ground within the last few minutes.
Well, we see that she was dealing with a cramp, but sometimes if you can't work that cramp out, I mean, you can't move your leg. And so we see Sophia now being helped off the field, and that's a big miss for them. She's scored 2 goals so far in this tournament. Here we go, last 5 minutes, the most important time in a soccer match, the first 5 and last 5 of every and our tent that has been taking on water the entire day has finally collapsed. And excuse it, it just collapsed in our lap. We're okay. Just a little bit.
Welcome back to Prairie View, Texas. Apologize for the last 5 minutes or so of that broadcast. Our tent holding the water from the elements today finally gave way, dropped some off. So we kind of missed out on the last 5 minutes or so, and we were preoccupied up here. Charles, what did we miss?
We didn't miss much. We had our Heidi moment, but we saw the ball go back and forth into the zone. But no goal score. We're getting ready to go into extra period.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes in this extra period. It will be golden goal, which means the first team to score, that will end it. They will win the game. Now, to just paint a picture for you, have you ever been to a water park and as a kid and you stand under the bucket waiting for it to fill up to dump over? That just happened to us. And it happened to our crew. A little bit of a jolt, but we're back.
But props to the crew for their ability to stay on their feet, get that handled, and get us back on air. It took out absolutely everything and dumped on both sides.
Yep.
But they did get us back up on air. in time for the overtime.
Yeah, great work by our crew. I mean, everything was completely soaked, and we are back up. You didn't miss much. It was very similar to what it's been the whole game. Back and forth, back and forth. Not a whole lot of opportunities at the net in what you missed. Now we're in overtime for a spot in the championship. And Charles, I think it was just payback for you getting soaked down there.
I absolutely think it was payback. You had your Nickelodeon moments.
No, really. I would have preferred slime because I'm now cold and soaking wet, but it's all right. We're feeling the elements that you're feeling down there.
Yes, indeed.
Grambling State now on a run, looking to put a stop to the game. That one played through across the front and out. And Bellamy now will get the goal kick.
When you're in these situations in overtime and it's golden goal, it's kind of like the NFL where if you score first, that's it. I mean, yes, you're playing on tired legs, but this is where the training all season pays off. And you have to have the set pieces in the back of your mind. Who is our impact players that we absolutely have to get the ball to? What side of the field do we need to execute on? Where is the goalkeeper struggled in the game? All those things need to be front of mind, which is very difficult at this point in the game when you're exhausted. Now it's just pure heart and emotion.
Grambling still the aggressor. That one hops, makes its way across the end line and turns into another goal kick.
Brooke, how difficult is it to stay mentally locked in this last period, in this overtime period?
Shouldn't be hard because guess what? It's the championship on the line. You've worked this hard to get to this moment. This is what you play for. You're exhausted, but this is where you go to a different part of your mind and you just dig in. It's 10 minutes on the clock, but look, that 10 minutes can be 2 minutes by one goal.
7:58 now left on the clock. Grambling has been in control of the overtime period so far, but now we see Southern create an offensive build. The push is on, one-on-one far side. Both battling hard, that one knocked away, and now Southern gets a throw in. So 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on the game clock. Southern really looking for their first effort on the offensive side here in overtime. Jags getting a build towards the edge of the box, but really Tigers not allowing any shots to come off and are trying to flip it into a transition push of their own.
Oh, good play there from the freshman. She realized she didn't have anybody forward, held it up. Now they're going together as a group.
Unselfish play, Grambling trying to use each and every one of their teammates in that build, but instead gets it taken away, and now Southern plays that one a little bit too heavy. The touch sent it out and turns into a throw-in for the Tigers.
Climate has changed a little bit too in overtime. Charles, what can you tell us about the field elements?
It absolutely has changed. It's probably maybe a 15-degree change, but the wind has picked up. The Prairie View winds, the famous Prairie View winds, have really picked up down here. Those winds are really whipping from the Texas plains.
Yeah, those Prairie View winds are something else. That's what lifted the water up out of the tent. And
we get the first whistle to stop the play in overtime. It's going to go in favor of Grambling from their own defending side. 6:06 left on the clock.
The winds are so famous here at Prairie View, I've literally seen a kickoff go backwards. So.
I'm sure both sides are really hoping that the winds die down a little bit or go in their favor, especially when these two keepers have been so good and have not allowed anything through, have gotten stop after stop for their team. You're really hoping maybe the wind comes through,
right,
gives it a little extra power, helps you find the back of the net.
the wind's almost hitting us in the face, so it's going from, if you're looking at the broadcast, so from their sideline to the other one. So where the players are to us is the direction of the wind.
We are nearing the halfway point of our extra period. Neither team able to score yet, both looking for the golden goal. Grambling now looking for an attack. Can't connect on that one. The bad touch slows down their offensive push, but they do win it back over in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that could be a couple of costly mistakes that cost Southern in this one, just that one touch.
Grambling now getting the clearance back across the middle of the field, but Southern will get the throw in. Score still 0-0. These teams played through all 90 minutes at a tie. Grambling, the closest to scoring, had the goal taken away due to a handball prior to the score. Now they're looking to take their win. They send this one inside the box. Grambling trying to follow through. That one stays to the left of the posts.
Yeah, what a nice chance there for Olivia Kowal. Another freshman from Grambling, asked to do a lot this year. She has 3 goals. Asterisk there, 2 of them are game-winning goals. She almost had one there.
You said that as we started this overtime period, that you look for those players that you know can step up in the big moments. She's been that for this team. You know they'd like to get her that 3rd game-winning goal and send themselves to that championship game against Texas Southern.
Yeah, absolutely. Another costly mistake. That's where the fatigue sets in. You saw the push off the back that's going to get cold every time. Here we see the replay.
Now we see the setup and continuation of play for Grambling. This one hops once and makes its way into their finishing 3rd. Now the whistle comes and is in favor of Southern with 2:52 left on the clock. This overtime period has truly been flying by. Already over 7 minutes into it.
Elon Stinson really trying to fight through that knock she just received and that foul. Everybody playing with a little bit of something at this time of the year, though. No one's 100% healthy.
Both teams trying to leave it all out on the field. Southern now playing one ahead. The run is there, but it's going to be Grambling able to get to it first and knock it out for a Southern throw-in.
Those tired legs, you miss that burst of energy that you would typically see in those moments.
So Southern setting up for the throw-in inside their attacking 3rd.
A little conservative here from Southern. They're keeping 4 back here as they're deep into the attacking 3rd. In overtime, you'd maybe see them take a chance and go forward.
Now a lot of contact. Grambling player goes down, gets the whistle, and now gets the free kick. A minute 30 left to play. This one sent deep into their attacking territory. Grambling looking for the opportunity, left foot, sends it to the left of the goal. Bellamy watches it go across, and that will turn into a goal kick for the goalkeeper of the year.
What a ball from Whitney Walker. Really gave her team a chance there. Perfectly played, win it in the air, knock it back. It's just the finish, the shot selection wasn't the greatest. We just have a minute 18 now left to play in the 1st overtime.
Yeah, and with that minute 19 left on the clock, you hear the chants start up again. The 3rd time we've heard them in this game from the fans. Let's go Grambling. They've really been bought into this game and are trying to close it out with the same intensity they came into it with.
Absolutely. Right now it's the message is find a way. Just find a way.
50 seconds left in the overtime period. Neither team has been able to find an advantage in the entirety of the game. Overtime has been largely the same as the first 90 minutes of play. Southern going to have a throw in inside of 30 seconds. The throw in immediately intercepted by Grambling. Trying to get something to go here with 10 seconds left. Clock is winding down.
5, 4, 3, 2,
The clock
1.
will run out.
End of the first
And just like that, 100 minutes of playtime have come and gone. The score still 0-0 here in semifinal game number 2.
And there will be a maximum of 2 10-minute sudden victory overtime periods. The two teams will switch, and then from there, they will go to penalty kicks.
So both teams have 10 more minutes of time running back and forth on the pitch, trying to gain that advantage they've been looking for all game long before going to those penalty kicks to decide this game if the next 10 minutes cannot do so.
They're really just gutting this out. I mean, they're putting everything on the line. It has truly lived up to this Grambling Southern rivalry.
You love the energy when it gets to the penalty kicks. And I would not be surprised at all if it gets to that. We've seen these two teams just battle back and forth. Stingy defense. Southern's not willing to go on the attack with 3 in the back line. I mean, they have maintained that they're going to keep 4 back there, and if they've got to take it to penalty kicks, that's where they'd rather go than give up a goal to goal and end it there.
Yeah, this Southern team has really found most of their success due to their defense, have allowed just 26 goals on the season. Grambling State has allowed 30. And then when you look at the offensive side, it seems like Grambling has had the edge, but you could not see that in this game today. Both sides really coming out with a lot of intensity and neither giving up much ground.
And Brooke, you mentioned the strategy here. Do you stay conservative in this second extra period time?
It's such a good question. It's a tough question to answer. You want to end it in the best way possible, and I think both to me, Grambling has been willing to sacrifice a player in the back and move forward and go on the attack. They look like they're trying to end this right now with golden goal. That could change in the second period, though. Southern has been conservative and not giving up a player in the back. We see now, it almost looks like Southern is going to go with a 5-man back. We'll see what happens here, but wouldn't be surprised if this one goes to penalty kicks. It's hard to gauge what their mindset would be without asking the coaches.
Grambling now going to open up the second overtime period with the ball at their feet. This one played up ahead, and able to save it in the corner is Grambling, trying to look for that golden goal. This one played across, finds the head of a teammate, but goes just over the crossbar.
Oh my gosh, what a setup that was for Grambling. That's what I was just talking about, Charles. It seems like Grambling is just willing to go in on the attack and lose a man in the back line. They're fine with that. They're saying, let's go on the attack and try to end this one.
Grambling has been the aggressor in this matchup, very similar to how we saw last night's matchup go for Southern against Jackson State, I believe. Alabama State, rather. They were very much so on their heels playing defensively, but they did come through in the 85th minute and get that final goal. Maybe they're looking for a similar finish here and just trying to have any player step up in the big moment, find the back of the net, and send them to that championship game.
Yeah, look, Southern is still going to fight and claw and try to get that goal to end this one, but what they're not willing to do is what you can see with the formation is they're not willing to concede a goal in being aggressive in the attack. They are not going to sacrifice numbers in the back when they go in on the attack, and I think that's a smart play. They haven't been able to test Grambling's goalkeeper in quite some time. They did in periods of the game, but it's been a while since they've been aggressive and dangerous in the opponent's 18-yard box. I think it's smart to play this conservative defense while still being in on the attack.
Yeah, and a lot of that defense is probably due to the amount of respect they have for this Grambling State offense. This is a team that has averaged 2.2 goals per game this season. They've been able to hold them to 0 through over 100 minutes of play.
Let's not forget, Grambling State made a change at goalkeeper. Who's to say the goalkeeper that they started with is not the better goalkeeper against penalty kicks, and that might be part of Southern's strategy as well with trying to get to penalty kicks.
Grambling State now. Slowing down, bringing forward numbers. That pass can't connect, and Southern gets the clearance.
Wind is starting to pick up back up too. You're seeing that affect the play on the field here, but man, there have been a significant amount of cramps on both teams. You see 2 players down on the field right now.
Grambling was looking ahead for the connection, sent it inside to the edge of the 6-yard box. Player could not connect with that one. It went wide and went across the end line, as now we get a goal kick with 6:47 left on the clock in overtime number 2. Grambling really pressing forward, trying to put an end to this one with the golden goal. Southern still playing that more conservative style, trying to get a goal by all means, but also okay if they go to penalty kicks rather than conceding that goal by pushing forward too far offensively. That goal kick immediately knocked away, and now Southern has a throw in on the near side.
Getting a look at Grambling's bench right now. Everybody's getting loose, staying warm, staying ready. Temperature has dropped. You want to keep those muscles ready to go if you have to go in, prevent injury, stay loose, stay warm.
I mean, it has really been a precipitous drop. It's at least 20 degrees. It is really chilly down here now.
Yes, the feels like temp definitely has dropped. Wind starting to pick back up again here.
Both teams really battling in the midfield, trying to get it past one another, cannot do it. As you said, the wind really catching hold of any ball that makes its way off the ground, making it much harder to continue an attack for both sides.
I'll tell you what, it's been an awesome overtime thriller, though. We're in our second overtime period here in the semifinals between Grambling and Southern. What a battle, back and forth this entire game. It's been just impressive defensively from both sides. Anytime both have had an opportunity at scoring, goalkeepers have stepped up in such a big way.
Yeah, and anytime these two rivals face off, it's going to be a battle. We saw that earlier this season in the 1-0 finish, but the stakes are even higher here, and you can really tell with the effort that they've brought the entirety of this time. They're now hitting 105 minutes played today after playing full games yesterday as well.
I'm looking at the parents' faces here in the stands. Everybody's holding their breath as this clock winds down.
Less than 5 minutes now in the second overtime. Southern really trying to get their first build offensively forward. Instead, that one is played ahead and recovered by Grambling State. That ball sent high, can't make it very far due to the winds. Grambling comes away with it yet again.
This one a little bit of kickball, back and forth, back and forth. Both teams struggling to possess here. And we've got a serious, serious injury. Grambling, the freshman, down in a lot of pain right now.
We get the signal for the training staff to come out and check on another player. Both teams have been battling hard, and at times it's only a matter of time until you get these situations as the training staff comes out.
Looks like she wants a minute. She said, don't touch it. Yeah, she's in a lot of pain. She doesn't even want the trainer to test it at this point. Oh, and it looks like it might just be a cramp. which let me just tell you, you catch a Charlie horse that's vicious, it can feel like a broken bone sometimes. It's very, very painful. Talk about nutrition. Cramps all around. It's not enough pickle juice and Gatorade and everything that you would need in the world to keep them from catching cramps, because the back-to-back games, it was so humid, so hot yesterday. I mean, Charles can speak to the weather conditions yesterday and how that would affect them.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about yesterday, I mean, it was brutal. It was November humid, and you're talking about Texas humidity. But to see how much it has changed from yesterday to today is tremendous. I mean, we're probably looking at in the mid-60s right now, whereas when we started today, it was probably somewhere in the low 80s.
Yeah, it could make for a pretty nice championship game if it's like this on Sunday.
And here comes the rain again.
Yeah. Can't win out here in Texas, right?
Oh, man, just stand around and it'll come.
Here we go, 4 minutes to play, double overtime again, golden goal. So if anyone scores, that's it. It will be called dead. If no one scores at the end of this golden goal period, we will go to penalty kicks.
Both teams keeping it in the middle of the field, going back and forth, back and forth. As soon as one team gains control and possession, it's immediately taken away.
Stop the clock.
Oh, no. Another player down for Southern in immense, immense pain. Really difficult to see this right now. Yeah, we're not going to zoom in here. It's one of those plays. No need for a replay.
You could see it was on the far side of the field where the water has really been building up. As you said, no need for a replay. More than anything, we just want the player to get the help she needs from the training staff, who is doing everything they can.
And we see, man, you really hate to see this. Stretcher is coming out for the player. You could tell right away, a lot of pain. Ambulance is bringing the stretcher out now to help her out.
And this is a situation you just never want to see for either side. We're here in the second overtime of the second game in the semifinals. The score is still 0-0 with 3:36 left on the clock between Southern University and the Grambling State Tigers.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a round of applause.
Time number 2. Grambling State and Southern still in the midst of this battle. 0-0 tie remains.
And the rain is really coming down right now. A lot heavier than it was earlier. Just want to get a quick update on the Southern player. She is currently getting checked out on the sideline with her training staff. I do not believe she had to get on the stretcher, so that was really good news that she was good enough to get off with a trainer, didn't have to go on the stretcher. Scary to see that.
Yeah, I was following Coach Fontenot. He had sort of picked her up and helped her over to the training table, so it's great to see that she was not on the stretcher.
Yeah, your heart breaks for her parents and her family that are likely watching, but good to see that she's not on the stretcher. She's going to be okay.
Grambling State still the team that has had the most possession here in overtime number 2, but they still have not been able to get one through the posts to break the tie, and we are getting closer and closer to the PKs. Less than 2.5 minutes left on the clock.
All right, Southern throw in here, get everybody up. Yep, just under 3 minutes to play.
They've been playing more conservative.
Yes.
There's no time better than now to step forward, bring forward those players, and really try your absolute hardest to get that goal no matter what here with just under 2 minutes left to play.
Yeah, great delivery in here for Southern to give them a chance.
Southern looking, searching for an opportunity to get through. The connection is there, now trying to get to the edge of the box to get a shot off, but instead that is cleared out to the middle of the field where Southern recovers. Jags are now passing it around, dropping it outside, using the width of the field from the edge of the 18. That one's played through. The shot is there, but it stays over the top. Southern with their best opportunity of the overtime late in this game cannot convert.
Here we see the replay, the build-up. Beautiful play there from Southern. Grambling defense able to put some pressure on her, and she kicks it out. It's a goal kick for Grambling.
So the goal kick comes with 1:26 left on the clock.
Big ball in from Grambling.
Southern wins it over, plays it forward, but that one is played long and makes its way all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now it's Grambling trying to use the transition offense. Late in this game, this one's chipped up and will go across the end line as we cross the minute mark. 55 seconds left now on the clock here in overtime number 2.
Based on the way that these two programs have played in this game, I am not at all surprised that we have made it through 2 overtimes and are now going to go to penalty kicks. Can you lock in and focus, though, after playing 90 plus 10 plus 10 minutes where you have fought back and forth? I haven't seen a drop-off at all in this game from anyone on either side. Can you lock in now for penalty kicks?
You know, and I talked earlier in the broadcast about how Coach Fontenot said that he really tries to get his team to play as hard as they can for all 90 minutes in every game. What do you say when you have to play those extra 20 minutes and then go into penalty kicks? How do you continue to motivate your team in that situation?
Yeah, little did he know this would be going to penalty kicks, and it is. And you see several players on hands and knees, exhausted.
I tell you what, if you're a fan of Grambling, if you're a fan of Southern, these teams have absolutely laid it out here in this match. This has been tremendous to watch. Just a gritty performance from both teams.
Yeah, Charles, I'll tell you what, whatever the post-game meal is, double it. No one should leave this field here at Prairie View A&M hanging their head. It has been just a hard-fought match, back and forth. I'm curious to see who they will go with to take these penalty kicks, because you kind of have two different options. You go with the hot hand, the players who have been in here, who are loose, who are ready to go, who have taken shots on goal, or because of everybody's tired and dead legs that you likely have, do you go with somebody fresh off the bench? And I know that both Southern and Grambling have likely used just about every player that they have had on the bench. They've gotten minutes here tonight, but it's going to be interesting to see the philosophy that they go with to pick the numbers for these penalty kicks. Also, which goal? Take your choosing of mud versus mud, because it's what it looks like right now.
And this will be interesting going into this. The score is still 0-0 after 2 periods of overtime. Now we'll take one more break before coming back with some penalty kicks to decide who meets Texas Southern in the final game of the season.
Fun, memories, friendship. We're here for all of it. Here for the big moments and the small ones too. We're here for unforgettable triumph, momentary misfortune, and the impromptu throwdown. We're out here each day, chasing something great. Call it adventure, call it play, we call it fun. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun.
For 15 years, the Home Depot Retool Your School program has been championing HBCUs. We've been right there with campus grants, scholarships, and career opportunities. Winning schools have seen their visions for upgrading their campuses and communities come to life through sustainability projects, as well as new places to connect, like innovation lounges and outdoor pavilions. As we celebrate 15 years of partnering with HBCUs, we're excited to keep the momentum going. Retool your school. We're powered by purpose.
Gatorade, the world's most superior sports drink, designed to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. It fuels the best because it is the best.